legends and fairy tales of what is fading, only with her strange creatures and tales. The alien, animals and monsters in mythology. Sometimes her portrayal surpasses any possible imagination you think. In it, some of them are even still living in the minds of people in the areas where the legends originated, even after thousands of years. And novelists and the filmmakers are always turning in pages. Legends in search of them and their tales for. They're informed by thoughts and perceptions of what one can think. In it, just welcome before what? We start if there is nothing new in the channel what Tansash is doing. Space script and do the bell to connect you. Our videos are the first ones. The underworld in Egyptian mythology. Long live the horror of the ancient Egyptians. And bigger. Their fears are embodied in the mythical being or eating the dead looks like a very strange monster. A hybrid that combines three different animals. Crocodile, lion, and hippopotamus. According to beliefs, the ancient Egyptians were a long-lived creature that was the coming of the dead, so that they may be judged by the. He looks at his heart, not pure and burdened with sins, devouring. His heart and soul disappear from existence. Instead of eternal bliss in the second life, despite. It is only conceivable that the ancient Egyptians. Kenash is being sold as a creature of privilege, not their age. They considered him a god in their beliefs. But they were a form of intimidation. The need to follow the principles of truth and order. And justice. The ancient Egyptians had every need for a fearsome basilisk monster. More than the one before. We're talking about a monster. He is killed by the sight of nothing more than a first return. Novels about the terrifying basilisk monster of the century. The first is in his book Natural History. The Roman historian Pliny the Elder in the book. Pliny the Elder, a fictional character other than natural at all, perhaps the basilisk is the most absolutely terrifying. Pliny described her time on. He's a very playful animal with signs of. His head, the crown costume, continued to change. Down to the Middle Ages and became a common description. About the basilisk as a hybrid of a brass animal. Dick and Wings are closer to Dale's Wonder Dragon in. The end of the thorn poisoned him and told about his abilities that he, having a bite, is the most dangerous of all monsters. The legendary. His breath itself is poisonous. It means that if he blows into a man's scarf, he will kill him. And most terrible of. It's like just looking into his eyes, any creature dies. Except for the nuptials. Wally is said to be immune against his poison, his magic, and the look in his eye. The one you kill. I paid the hunters according to legend. They're holding up a mirror together while trying. Hunting for what they come to, spitting on them, landing. A mirror and a tattoo. A charm turns on him with a need. He's on his way to Medusa. The Rook is the most famous of the legends amid travelers and merchants, whether Arab or Western, a bird. The giant is so powerful that he can lift an elephant from the floor. Its size is abnormal to a degree. It's why he singles out his wings for some distance. Between them no more than 15 meters means for what is unique. Its pavilions were as high as a building consisting of 5 floors. Watch The Legend of the Rook for stories. Arabic fiction before it makes its way. For the Western world, the son of Bat-Yuda is talking about the probability of seeing him over the China Sea in his book. The masterpiece of the theorist in the Ansari's Oddities and Wonders. Al-Asfar Wali is famous for the journey of Ibn Battuta, and it was pointed out to him on the second trip. For Sinbad, in the Book of 1,000 Nights and a Violin in. The story of Abdul Rahman al-Maghrabi from the same book. The Italian explorer Marco Polo said about him that the rook's favorite hunting technique is to shoot down victims from high altitudes before what preying on them means. The average elephant weighs 3 tons, and he flies at a terrible height, and after he almost drops it, he falls to the ground and then comes down and eats him in swings. Researchers believe the legend of the Rook D could be inspired by the sightings of the so-called elephant bird. It is a kind of giant bird that, by the estimate of Flying Wally, had been living in Madagascar until the 17th century AD. Hypocryon is a fairy tale animal of Greek folklore, a very strange animal. The front is a horse, and the back is a dick. And back to the oldest photography. The wild animal was born in the 9th century before birth, and its appearance is shown in carvings and drawings on Athenian pots and shields, and the name of the animal, derived from compound Greek word meaning horse. The rooster. Some people think that the animal is disgusting or scary. Some others are beautiful. But of course, everyone agrees that it's strange. Researchers believe that the strange shape of the animal, the combination between a horse and a rooster, an important symbolic projection in Greek fiction. The horse represents the safe journey of life. The other is that your parents are fending off monsters and demons. In general, friendly, considering that the rooster is related. With the fading of the night and the appearance of the day, the time is. It is usually shouted in the morning. It is the time when, evading demons and evil associated with darkness. Night. The hippocampus is a related hybrid animal. Poseidon, the sea god of the Greeks. The front of it is a horse, and the rear. It's a fish. I mean, you can say it's a horse. The sea and the fact that there is a clear similarity between it, and between the seahorses already filmed. A creature in Phoenician mythology. And the Greeks were mentioned by the Greek poet Homer in the saga of Aeneas, when he said that Poseidon was. He has a horse-drawn carriage on the water surface. They also describe the Rhodesian poet Apollonius. It is emitted from under the water and comes out of it. Just before he sets off on the sand, and I meet flags and emblems of some modern countries. The seahorse is a symbol of her, and they named it. Hypocryon is attributed to life. The mythical animal is considered the Manticore or man-eater of the ugliest mythical creatures ever. A bloodthirsty animal with a frightening combination. The body of a lion, the head of a man, a scorpion, and, some said, Delhi remains covered in thorns, and a legend has begun. The Manticore is among the circles of Persian civilization. And then I moved on to European folklore for the first time. The first in the V century BC on. Supported by Greek historians Z. Ctesias and A. Lee described. The Manticore has a wide appetite and an insatiable appetite for meat. According to legend, the Manticore is poisoned. The victims of a false alternative before what is criticized on them. Very quickly. In other accounts, it is said that he had the ability to shoot stings from Delhi Z. Stocks and his hashtag are completely paralyzing victims. And using his 3 rows of teeth that look like sharks devour Manticore meat and bones. The victims and what besides saw no trace of their existence. Gryphons are considered one of the most famous animals. Absolutely legendary and still me. Her photography exists to this day. In our modern times, whether in video games or movies, fantasy is a scary combination between two. The fiercest animals in the world, the lion and the punishment. The bulk of his composition is attributed to a lion with a body, del, and the back legs, but the front part of the body, wings, beak, and front claws are visualized in the form of punishment. Most researchers agree that the legend of the Griffin originally originated in the East, but over time it became popular in ancient Greek literature and most of the European world, and in the depiction of animals that look like Gryphons in ancient Iranian art and ancient Egyptian dating back 3,000 years BC, and his name has always been associated with power and prestige and a violin with gold and treasures. And I think ancient people that his presence is associated with the guarding of a treasure in. Somewhere Pliny the Elder wrote about them that the burrows, where they lay eggs, they always have bacon in them. Blocks of gold. He preferred to talk about a legend. Gryphons down to the Middle Ages and describe their power. English writer John Mandel, it's a tie. Power of 8 lions and 1 bird punishment. If you're a new viewer or an old follower, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and support us with great likes and comments. Thank you for watching.